This is Bronson.
Bronson, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I don't think I heard you mention Rand Paul in the Republican lineup.
No, I think I forgot a couple of people. Rand Paul, I mean, look, he's not a legitimate libertarian by a lot of stretches, and so I think his ideas are probably more mainline republicanism than most. There's a couple of his ideas that I like, but in terms of strong candidates, this is a guy who I think is still very concerned that he's going to lose his senatorship in Kentucky, to be honest with you. And he's taken to actually cutting up, the tax code, I guess, with a chainsaw. That leads me to believe that he feels like he's in a weak position.
So he's not Republican enough to be a strong candidate? Is that what it is? Or?
No, I'm just saying, I don't know how you define strong candidate, but a guy who thinks he might lose in his own home state, and a guy who's so desperate that he has to actually use chainsaws and lawn equipment to discuss policy suggests to me a guy who's not a great candidate.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you think about, if we were to do a straight-up honest comparison, Rand Paul versus Obama on, a variety of issues? I would say that Rand Paul is more progressive than Obama on a lot of things, like the drug war or the NSA or the drone war. Patriot Act,
on the drone war,
Guantanamo Bay.
I don't think significantly, no. First of all, let's go back to forward. Guantanamo Bay, it's conceivable that Obama could have handled it differently and closed it down at the beginning of his term if he had played it differently politically. But I mean, he has clearly been attempting to shut it down, and it really, in many respects, both Democratic and Republican senators who are preventing him. On the drone war, the only problem that as far as I can tell, Rand Paul has on the drone war is not the war itself, is the methodology in which the president decides that he has the ability to assassinate American citizens. And on that one narrow respect, I agree with you. Rand Paul has opposed the Iran deal, which is sort of bizarre, but for the fact that he's a little bit disingenuous. I'm not convinced on the drug war that as a sitting senator, he's any more progressive than the president. The president just commuted the sentences of more drug offenders than anyone in the history of the presidency. He's also the first president to go into a prison. What else had you said?
Well, war in general, the NSA is a good one, like the Patriot Act. He's really the only one who stood up against it. And Obama likes to pretend like he cares about our privacy and that he doesn't support the NSA. But the bottom line is that it's within his power to end it, and he doesn't unless he's basically forced to.
In terms of the surveillance state, I think Rand Paul has a better position on it than the president. I'm not convinced that he would maintain that position as presidency, but I will concede that. But on the pro-war thing, I mean, Iran.
Well, I mean, I think Obama, when he was running for president in 2007 and 2008, he was campaigning that, I'm going to end the Iraq war, but as soon as he got in, he tried to extend it. But the Iraqi parliament, with the status of forces agreement, would not grant immunity to U.S. soldiers. So then he turned around and got on TV. He's like, oh, look, I'm fulfilling this campaign promise that I made. But the truth is, he tried to extend the troops.
Well, I don't know if he tried to extend it. There's a lot of people who are arguing. Look, I'm certainly no Obama apologist, and I have a lot of issues. I have a real problem with his expansion in Afghanistan, though he told us he was going to do that. I don't really care the mechanism in which we were out of Iraq. All the better. Of course, we've sort of gone back in to some degree now, or at least to a large degree, I think, at least in terms of air power. But the election's not between Obama and Rand Paul, and Rand Paul still has a host of other issues, not the least of which Iran, which many in the Republican Party would like to make the next Iraq. So, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
I can go through a whole host of other issues, like
in that respect, Obama's better, but I mean that's really no different than Hillary Clinton's position. I think the only reasonable person as far as Iran is concerned might be like Bernie Sanders or someone like that.
Look, Tim Kaine, former governor of Virginia, came out today, and senator, I should say, of Virginia, came out today, I guess it was today, and said that he supported the Iran deal. Now, Tim Kaine is, I would say, the number one guy talked about as Clinton's VP. He is not coming out in support of the Iran deal if he has any sense that that's not what Hillary Clinton wants him to do. I'm telling you that right now. If you want to know where Hillary Clinton stands on something, watch Tim Kaine. You there?
Oh, hello? Yeah, I'm sorry. You were kind of cutting out. I didn't catch that last part. What did you say?
If you want to know where Hillary Clinton stands on anything, watch Tim Kaine. And I think Clinton wants this Iran deal probably more than most. I don't know how much she'll say it on the campaign trail. We'll see. But Tim Kaine's not doing that unless she wants to.
Well, I mean, Hillary Clinton is like the preferred candidate of both Wall Street and the military-industrial complex. He's not substantially different than any Republican when it comes to foreign policy. In many ways, she's more hawkish than a lot of
I agree.
Even the
agree.
earlier Republicans.
I agree. I mean, that's why I'm going to vote for Bernie Sanders. Appreciate the phone call.
Me too.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Jeez.